What's
What's
going
up,
on,
everybody?
folks?
Sorry about the delay. My
Uh-oh, I
bad.
think Jermaine's frozen there.
Am I
Either that or he's
frozen?
pretending he's frozen.
No, I think I'm choppy.
Oh,
Oh,
there he
man.
goes.
I think I'm choppy tonight. I don't know what's going on.
I think Jermaine just may have problems tonight, folks. So,
Yeah. Sorry if I'm making weird faces. Is it that bad? I'm going to watch
so
myself in the
we
morning
must
now.
go on, though. The show must go on. So, Tyler from Hook Sets Are Free will join us probably another 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. He's got some things he needs to take care of first, and then he'll jump on the podcast or the live stream, whatever you'd like to call it. So, yeah.
Well, Tommy says we look good, though. I don't know. I guess it is what it is. My Wi-Fi wants to
We'll
be
see.
a little low. The whole world's playing
All right,
Call of
I'm
Duty.
just going to do
That's
a quick
what's
roll
going
call
on.
here. We've got pretty much everybody but Frank. We've got Caro Ferg, Tom Mix, Bassin with Big Malone. You guys go subscribe to his channel. We've got Little Rich, JP Harrell, Michael Bradley, Jake Palma, South Jersey Fisherman, White Whale Fishing. You guys go subscribe to him as well. You got Mike Vogel in the house, Jesse G, Little Tommy. I think I've already said him. And Pat
Everyone
Morris,
else is
what's
saying
up?
I don't look choppy. I guess it's only
Is everyone
me.
else saying you're good?
Am I good?
I don't really know.
I
It
guess.
look,
My guy over here.
I don't know. Aging Deperly, the aging Deperly, aggressively average height man. John Long is in here. He's frozen again. Let's see, is he actually getting frozen? Okay, this is weird. Okay, you aren't freezing on the stream, which is weird because I just watched it. I don't know what's going on. It's choppy. Yeah, I can't literally. Okay. Okay, now you're froze. Aging Deperly hype man says. This might be a problem. Oh, he just kicked himself. Bruce Nichols, what's up? Yeah, this is weird. We'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Yeah, he's frozen. Okay. Yeah. Heather, hope you're doing better. Fish and Fix, what's going on? Oh, man, that does not sound too good. I'm sorry, man. Okay. So, hopefully we can get this figured out. I'm sorry, guys. We'll get it situated, hopefully. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe he'll join us. Maybe he won't. I don't really know at the moment. Sorry, guys. So, what has everybody been doing? Anybody been getting to do some fishing the past weekend or the week? Everybody looking forward to Thanksgiving break. Maybe get some fishing in then. I don't know. Oh yeah, how are both of you feeling? What's up, Jason Emery? Congrats on the sponsors. Some cool companies. Yeah, best of luck to you, Fish and Fits. So, prayers to you. All right. Well, maybe Jermaine will get in here. I don't really know. So, we'll try our best. Hopefully. Oh, there he is. Let's see.
See
You
or
good
no?
now?
I don't know.
So far, you're good.
Call of Duty's taking over the world tonight, y'all. That's what I just told my girl. I'm blaming it all on Call of Duty.
You're looking good now. I haven't seen you
Good?
freeze. You would have
You're
frozen by
freezing?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're good.
All right.
Would
Maybe
like
we're
to
good.
call this
Hopefully.
out.
Yeah, right? Thank you for
Jesse
everybody's
G
patience. Appreciate y'all.
Hopefully it'll stay this way.
Right?
So Jesse G, I would like to call this out on Instagram. He caught this absolutely massive sturgeon. I mean, like this thing was huge, as big as a boat. It was crazy. So big congrats to you, Jesse G. That was super cool. Yeah, you're looking good now. You haven't frozen.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, we're back. What's up, Viv?
Don't breathe wrong.
I know, right? I held my breath. I was like,
Oh. Oh wait, are you frozen again?
no, I got you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
scared there for a while. I thought I was gonna be rocking solo again.
Yeah, no, I'm all right. Like,
Oh.
hopefully it stays. Now I'm gonna freeze again because I'm over here joking around.
You just need to get one of the Ethernet cables. I think that'll
Yeah,
work. But
no,
cleaning the service, a couple of dial reels today. It's nice.
nice. That's
Good luck
always
on your
fun.
surgery. Been about 10 days. Early winter and sun, 30-degree temps showed up 9 days ago. Snow on the ground. That's never
not
fun.
That's not fun. Too
Yeah.
early for that.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Mike Vogel said he had snow on there.
Yeah, I'm with South Jersey on that. We went from so Thursday. Yeah. Last Thursday it was like 65. I had a hoodie on and I was sweating. I was sweating so bad that my t-shirt underneath got wet and I couldn't take the hoodie off because it was like that 65 where it's like
yeah,
it's
it
a
was that
little
like
cold, but I was already sweating. So if I took my shirt off, my hoodie off, I would have been sweating. So I had to keep it on. But yeah, I caught a monster.
Oh
Actually,
yeah,
I gotta
Jermaine's
get that video.
been on him. That's for sure.
That's it.
What's up, Dave Jolly?
I might just
Big shout out to Dave Jolly too.
What's up, Dave? Yeah, I caught him.
He's working on some baits too. You guys go follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, pretty well, but
oh yeah, Jermaine's been crushing them on the ear. Let me see if I can get you full screened.
Yeah,
there we
go.
There
it is.
Got it.
That's a
is that like a 20 inch? I think that was a yeah, that's 21 a good one.
21 and a half, and his whole belly's off the board. I lost my scale. So
it was a good one. That's probably a solid four, maybe 5. That was a good one.
There you go. There's the
full body. Is that the smaller or is that the?
No, it's the same fish.
Okay.
That's the largie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So, yeah, I was surprised. Caught me off guard. But we were ooh, a little close there.
Look at that.
Oh,
dang it. Stop.
That was
we kept on pushing the buttons. Oh.
Scott.
Yes.
I did just win over on the Burley boys. That was cool. It's my first giveaway W right there. Shout out.
He says easy 5-pounder or more. Yeah, it was a chunky fish, that's for sure.
I'm not that guy. That was a really, really good fish, but I'm just like, I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna, I think it was a 5+. That's what I've been talking about.
I got one that was a 19 that was a 5.6 last fall.
Okay.
That was a 19-inch fish. That was 5.
That's
5,
a good
6.
one.
So your 21 and a half should be at least 4 or 5.
Yeah. Well, 20 and a half. It was 20.
Okay, 120
20 and a half. I like, honestly, I really like this, the length thing. Yeah, 20 3/4.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 20. Yeah, like 20.
They were all on the F4 finesse too, as well.
Yes, it wouldn't touch nothing else. It wouldn't touch nothing else. It's still tied on in my car. I kind of want that. So like, that's where I'm at now. It's like, do I just end? Because I could where we're at right now. I could end my fishing. My boy Pat, what's up, bro? Pat was with me. He was there. He was the one who took the pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, Pat.
Awesome. So we do have our guest in here. We have Tyler.
Oh,
hook sets are free. We have him in here. What's going on, Tyler? What's going on?
What's up, gents? How you doing tonight?
So Jermaine's internet was spotty there for a second, so we had to figure that out. But
well, I hope I'm all right.
Yeah,
okay,
you good.
You good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're all good on your end.
All right, sweet.
Nice.
Good to see you, Jen. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you too.
Thanks for getting on.
Thank you so much for hopping on in such a last minute.
Well, I appreciate you.
Super cool. So I
accommodating
left
me
all
being
of
a little bit
Tyler's
late.
Instagram or YouTube and Discount Tackle links in the description below. Make sure to go check him out. Super awesome dude. Does some great content, live content on YouTube. So
Yes.
go check him out. Yeah.
Thank you for the plug. Very unnecessary. Like I said earlier, this is, I just see this as more us just hanging out. This is almost just more, in this case, perhaps this
Uh-oh, you just cut
episode,
out.
if you will.
Oh no, I
Am
got
I
you.
cutting out?
He's good on my end.
Is it my end then?
Maybe
Maybe
it's
it's
my
you.
end. Can you hear me, Jermaine?
I can hear you clear.
Does that work?
Sometimes it can get a little wonky if we're
Maybe that'll do it.
talking at the same time. It'll
Okay.
like only grab the audio from one
Is he
person.
frozen now?
No, he's good.
Okay, you're good now. You're good now. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Why don't
tonight's
you
just
guys
weird.
just let us know in the comments? Can you
Yes.
hear
Is
any or
everybody
all of
good?
us this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dave's good.
Okay. All right then. I guess it was on my end. I just unplugged the router, so I think that should be good.
Well, I apologize for being late. What have you guys been chatting about so far? And is there a topic? I know Frank was joking earlier about ultralight, and I couldn't tell what was the joke. Is there a theme on big baits or ultralight or no?
No, no real theme.
Not
Just
not at
hanging
the
out,
moment.
little fish
Right on.
talk.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
we were just going over. I went out last Thursday. It was like 65. I caught him good on the new 6 Sense F4 and that Milliken curl. I got
Nice.
20 and a half inch. I just showed that. I don't know if you saw, but there you go. It's right there.
it's probably close to a 5-pounder.
Yeah.
It was a good one. It was a solid fish.
Solid fish. So
That's a bait that I haven't held in my hands yet, but it's definitely
nice.
on the list, right? Got to have it in the box
Oh,
at
yeah.
least for next year. Like it just automatically hops right into that category of other baits like it that
Yeah.
have worked their way into my arsenal pretty easily over the last couple of years. It reminds me of like the Evergreen Flat Force 4 and
Mhm.
the OG Slim Tiny
Mhm.
and some of these other baits that just like, yeah, you can't not like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
6 Sense obviously does great with the colors and good hardware and all that good
For
stuff.
sure.
So.
Well, they tend to have slightly different tapers and stuff too. Like I like that. Slightly fatter bodies relative to other baits in their categories, generally speaking. But
Yeah.
they've got a cool style.
I'm a fan.
I think my
of that.
favorite part about it is it doesn't cast like a potato chip because it has the weight transfer system,
Mhm.
which is the biggest
nice.
problem I've seen with flat-sided crankbaits, especially smaller ones, is they don't have sometimes they cast like a potato chip.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cast is tough.
it has that nice weight transfer system, which is awesome. Yeah. So, have you been getting to do any fishing, Tyler? Have you?
Sadly, not a lot, dude. I've only been out
man.
probably twice in November.
Okay.
Okay.
And I caught one fish, dude. So it's been rough.
the grind.
Where are you located again, Tyler?
What do you suspect I had to resort to in order to catch that fish?
A Ned rig.
Chatterbait.
Yeah, chatterbait. It's like
I knew it.
It's sad, dude, that it's become this way for me. The way that like the Whopper Plopper was for a while. When you get hot on a bait and the confidence is so sky high, it's almost too easy, right? You're dialed in, like a guaranteed deal. But for a lot of us, a big part of the passion is the experimentation, the learning, the trying of new things, whether it be techniques or baits or what have you. And I'm not sick of throwing a chatterbait because I love catching fish, but I know exactly what it is and what I'm doing with it. That it's almost not as exciting as if I caught that fish on, a new swim bait that I'm trying out, and like all of a sudden it sparks a newfound confidence in something else. Like I'm always kind of looking for that, but unfortunately,
I think that's where those JDM ones play in.
Super cold weather here in Colorado. We've got snow on the ground right now outside, so we're not frozen yet, but we're a week or 2 or 3 away.
Yeah, you just answered my question. I was wondering where you were at, Colorado. I got one of my good boys lives over there.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting, right? The mountains have a healthy amount of snow. The ski resorts are open at this point for the most part, but down here in Denver, where I live, it's just cold, but we get nice enough weather a couple times a week that like the snow melts in a day.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
it's not always freezing cold, but it gets cold enough throughout the winter that all it takes is like 2 weeks straight of lows in the teens or something like
Mhm.
that. And we're right now not quite there. The lows are like in the 20s and 30s. Occasionally
Okay.
it'll dip into the teens, but it's not consecutive days. So we'll see.
Okay. Are you close to Denver?
Yeah, I'm just south of Denver.
Okay. Okay. I think my cousin lives just north.
Right
I
on.
want to say Or, but she's out there. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Denver's blown up since I grew up here as a kid. So now, south and north have all kind of become a part of the greater
Yeah.
Denver area where it used to be a tighter, like inside the loop, if you will, like a lot of
Yeah.
big cities have. Now that's expanded out of the loop a bit. So I'm on the south side. She's probably on the north or just inside.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Nice. And I did, in fact, so if you guys don't know, Tyler's partnered with Discount Tackle. They had a great deal on the 13 Fishing Banff Shad. I have tested both of them. It came in a 2-pack for like $20. Great deal with the
I
beast
saw that.
hooks.
I was thinking about getting it.
I've caught a few fish off of them. I mean, I've already gotten the eye missing on one side. They've got all sorts of stuff going on. These are legit. I mean, I was so glad whenever you told me to buy some of these. I was
Nice.
like, these things are
Size
legit.
hook?
A 12-aught beast hook.
I mean, when you consider the price of the hooks themselves,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude, that
I
comes
was thinking about that.
$12 for the hooks.
Then you're not paying very much per bait when you do the math. It's like, dang,
Yeah,
that's
it's
actually
like-
super affordable compared to anything
yeah.
else in its category. So
Is that sale still going?
I believe so.
I think so.
It's exclusive to that color that
It's a really good color too.
they call mean green shad. It's got like
Okay.
some hits of bluish,
I like that
green,
blue.
depending on the light, but it's this pretty natural bronzy
Yeah.
I
side
thought
to
it
it.
kind of looked like a golden
That
shiner.
bluish
It was
color
really
on
good.
baits works really, really, really well around me.
So yeah, they call it mean green shad, and I think it's just in that color. But you might even be able to buy the baits individually if you didn't want to buy the hooks. I think they're selling
You can.
these baits,
Yes.
maybe even 1 and 2. So peek around. I think you can search mean green shad on Discount Tackle, and it'll pull up all of the
There you go.
different versions of it. Sweet.
There he is. This is what I got the young guy for, y'all.
Yeah. What do you know? He just whips it
There you go.
right out. He's like,
yeah, he's good with
Joe Rogan.
it.
He's like, hey, Jamie, do me a favor.
There he is.
Okay, pull it up, dude. Pull it up, Jamie.
So
So
here you go. The
25
13
bucks.
Fishing Coalition
Yeah,
Banff
that's-
Shad.
That's
8-inch.
legit.
You get them. So it shows you the retail price if you bought it all separately, and then you have $24.99. So it's $25. I think it was like $4 or $5 for shipping. It was like nothing. So super great deal. It has an amazing action in the water, and it does catch fish. So don't bait. The only thing I would recommend is cut off the fins. That's the only thing I would
Love
do,
cutting off the
and then
fins.
color them in.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, that's
That's
a
a
good way
really
to get
good
started
one.
too.
Are you cutting off all of the fins, the top and the bottom fins?
I'm cutting off
All the-
everything. I'm just leaving kind of nubs on them. That's the
Got
only
it.
thing I'm leaving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because whenever a fish swims, its fins are tucked in. You know, it's what it looks like underwater, and that's what Butch Brown does. So I'm like, well, heck, if it works for him, why not try it? And I've had success on it. So
Totally.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And believe it or not, the smaller size is underrated too. I've fished this a lot
Oh,
more.
I didn't know
and
they
had
made
good
one.
success on it. This is a 5 1/4 inch, and
Ooh,
There we go. That's what I'm talking
good
about.
color.
so this fits I think they
12-aught.
recommend a 6-aught beast that would go right to the back, but this is a 5-aught trocar swim blade, and you'll see it goes almost all the way to the back of that slot. I
Okay.
like this swim blade, like the owner beast hooks, because the weight is placed lower on the hook
Mhm.
itself. You know, if you
Okay,
look
yeah.
at like the owner flashy swimmer and a lot of other swim bait hooks, that weight is all the way up here.
Yeah. It's very
And
nose
that
heavy.
is not good for a lot of swim baits because usually the nose is going to be solid. You're not going to have an open belly until a little bit later. So a hook like this allows it to go all the way up into
Smart.
the bait, especially when you're using a bait that's not as perfectly designed around a hook like this. So yeah, that's
Wow.
Yeah. It's
I
kind of
talk
like the
about that
battle shad where the hook
but I
fits
like it a lot.
perfectly to it.
They
which
make
is
it in
nice.
a 5/0, and the owner beast only comes in a 4 or a 6. It's kind of a
Mhm.
nice middle ground there.
Yeah, those are good hooks on like the Little Creeper trash bluegill, underrated bait for like bed
I
fishing.
think
It's a
I
great
lost
one.
you volume wise.
Can you hear us now? You good? Uh-oh. I
Did
can
we
hear
lose you?
you. You good?
Just muted myself and unmuted. I don't know if you can hear me, but I lost
We can hear you.
hearing
hear
you
us.
guys for a second.
We're good.
I can't hear you. No. Thanks for the thumbs up. That's helpful, but
You good now? You might want to try to exit.
Or just try to reload the page, I guess. Or
Yeah,
testing
probably
on
reload.
this guy. It should be fine. Don't really know. I might back out of here and hop right back in.
yeah.
Sorry about it, guys. What the heck?
I was just gonna type to
I've
him.
been just having all kinds of technical difficulties
Right?
today.
I'm telling you, bro. Everybody's playing Call of Duty. I hate to be that guy. Sorry, I know it's a fishing channel. I play video games too, but my phone got blown at 1 o'clock and on the dot. Boys were like, "Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at?" I'm at work in the world. This is the second coming.
Oh.
Second coming right here.
Yeah, it's definitely annoying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, well, you guys go check that out. White Whale Fishing has a
Nice.
video
I'm gonna
rigging
check
it.
that out.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, there's Tyler.
There he
Let's
is.
see.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
All right.
It's probably just the mountains blocking the signal or something.
Something like that.
Call
Yeah.
of Duty. It's Call of Duty.
I
Everyone's
mean, I
playing
don't
it.
mind a little fresh powder. Yeah, I was mad. I couldn't. Yesterday was like a 10-inch powder day up in the mountains.
Ugh.
I was like, what?
Oh man.
See, that like sounds like terrible. You know what it is? I just don't like snow.
Yes. Same.
And
I've only seen it like
that's
once.
totally
I've only
fair.
seen it once.
I don't.
I hate it.
I've only seen it once. I wish I could say the same.
And it was
I
like
just
this
don't
much.
like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's just a matter of your experience that affects your interpretation of it, right? Like if all of a sudden
Mhm.
it becomes your playground, just like you watch videos of people ice fishing, you know, like Alec Perrick just popped back up on YouTube last week. Have you guys been watching that stuff? The
No, I haven't.
No.
Game of Inches. Yeah, it's a I don't know how many episodes, but they're doing a competition of like 6 different teams, and they're ice fishing. It's like no limits anywhere in
I know what you're
Canada,
talking
and
about.
they're chasing like I don't know 10 different species of fish or something over
Oh, wow.
5 days, and it's the
That's
total
pretty
number of
cool.
inches combined across all those species of fish. It seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like
And
it.
aren't they doing it from like 5 different perspectives as well?
Yeah,
They're doing it on
like
like
they're
5
all
different
filming
channels.
it and posting them to separate YouTube channels.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really
pretty
smart.
sick. My
And
boy was talking about that. He ice fishes. I'm actually gonna go up to Syracuse where he lives and go ice fishing with him this year. That'll probably
Yeah.
be it. So
well, again, it's
Cool.
like it's all about the experience, right? If we just go out to a random lake in the middle of winter when it's frozen over and we've got, you know, the old-fashioned auger and we're grinding to drill holes and we're not finding or catching fish because we don't have a flasher or live scope, dude, like that's not going to be nearly as fun as if you've got a hut and you've got, you know, the whole setup. When you watch these videos, you know, where people are investing as much money into that gear as they do into
yeah,
boat and, you know, full on bass fishing stuff, like
yeah.
it's an experience and you can tell they just live for it, right? But
Mhm.
we can't necessarily relate, but I'm that
Yeah.
way with skiing the same way that I am with fishing. You know, I'm able to wake up like
Okay.
4:30 in the morning. I check the weather and I'm like, oh hell yeah, it's game on. Or like, you know, you're able to judge your decision making based on the conditions and the timing, all of that. There's a lot of similarities, you know.
Yeah.
So is
I
there
mean, I
any
guess
like
that would change it
crossover?
if I
Dedicate-
snowboard or skied.
What's that?
I guess that would change my like perspective on that if I snowboard or skied, but
Yeah, totally. No, it's not
Is there
cool
any
when you just go outside and you got a shovel and freeze your ass off, dude. Like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
really
cool.
we're a dealership.
take off all the snow off the
Yeah, that's
cars?
10 times
Yeah,
worse, dude.
So is there
yeah.
any like crossover that's like, all right, I do skiing. How can I implement something I've learned here into fishing? Is there any crossover between like learning skiing or fishing or vice versa? Is there anything that helps you through them both?
Well, of course. I mean, I could do that with anything, but my
Hmm.
first thought went to just like the secondary stuff that's not necessarily the fundamental learning, but more just the observation and the decision making of what to do. So,
Hmm.
like I mentioned, paying attention to the weather conditions and um, knowing when and where to go, but then also just paying attention to who is where, right? It's a lot of
Hmm.
avoiding other people,
Yeah,
which kind of applies in fishing, right? I mean,
yeah,
if you fish a
Yeah.
spot and then you find out that every time you go, there's people on those spots, and a place is getting just totally washed out, where the fish aren't biting there. Like, you got to adjust. Same deal if you're on the slopes and all of a sudden you run into a lift line that's 20 minutes. I'm not playing that game. I'm running away from people all day long.
yeah,
It's just a game of being one step ahead, trying to find, instead of finding fresh fish that are biting, it's finding fresh snow that nobody's gotten to yet. So kind of a similar game.
Okay.
perfect,
It's
Dave.
pretty cool.
Not even.
Well, it's true
I
on the
just I
mountain
just
too,
live
dude.
without it.
Best when it's fresh. Always best when it's fresh.
I don't want to see snow ever. I don't want to see it. Nothing. I don't want anything to do with
That's
it. I
crazy.
just want to frog fish all year round.
Yeah, this guy's frog
That's
fishing
the
all year round. Yeah, let's get
Bastard.
back to some fishing
Yeah,
here.
will you do that just to rub it in our face, or how much? I'm curious how much your technique actually changes, because now this
the
time of
grass
year is
dies off.
where we really see the techniques start to change, where
Hmm.
based on the region of the country that you're in, you're doing something totally different
Yeah,
than
Yes.
anybody else in a separate region. Whereas most of the year, there's crossover, right? A whole lot of
Hmm.
like, okay, if you're in one of these two regions, you're definitely in one of these two phases. Now it's like, no, you're either all the way out, you're full, slow, cold winter, or
yeah,
you
Yeah.
never quite get there because the colder the water gets is 50s or low 60s. Like, you're in that, aren't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's down there. He's
So what
down
do
Yeah.
you? What's the slowest? What's the coldest? What's the most finesse
It-
or wussy non-Florida thing you do in the winter?
I think the slowest or the most, I guess, the most, yeah, I would say the slowest or the
He can't
most
even say the
finessey type
word
way.
finesse.
I
He can't
can't.
even say the word finesse. He got sick trying to think about saying it. He
He's
was
like,
like,
I don't really know what finesse is,
I
but
don't.
slow, yeah.
Listen, I have a pile of finesse plastics I'm getting ready to give away in Christmas. I'm giving away all my finesse.
Dude,
I've
that's
gone almost all
fair.
big bait.
I mean,
I love the big bait.
can't hate
we were
on
off
it.
camera after our last stream. He goes, Jermaine, do you want this spinning reel for free? I'm going to give it away. I don't want them anymore. I was like,
On my
what?
one spinning setup.
Yeah. Well,
I will give you the rod, but I mean,
I come to
I have
that point
a
every
Huddleston.
year or two, where I want to offload a little bit and
Yeah,
consolidate, and then I just find it blows up again. It's like,
Yep.
oh my god, what the
yeah,
hell?
yeah.
But I'm not one of those people that is constantly trying to buy one year and then resell to upgrade the next year when the newest model comes out. I just
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I don't.
acquire more
Yeah,
and
I don't
more
do
until I
that.
realize I
Yeah.
have more than I need, and then I try to get rid of it or give it away. And then
Mhm.
I can't help myself. As an addict, you see something cool that's new or that you think you might need, and you get it. It's like, hot damn. I got to get a BFS rod for sure. And there's one or two other rods that I'm looking at getting in the off season, but I need to get rid of probably 5 or 6 reels.
Yeah, yeah. I think definitely like taking out, all right, so like looking at taking all your gear, taking account of all of it, and then going through and seeing, all right, what has caught me fish this year? What has not caught me fish
Yeah,
this year? What have I put time into? What have I not put time into? Get rid of all the stuff that you don't use on a super, super often basis,
Yeah.
or things that don't work for you. and just get rid of it. Just get rid of that stuff. Like, I don't
Totally.
use a Ned rig like at all. I have like 4 or 5 packages of Ned rigs. I don't use them, so I'm putting them in the giveaway pile. I don't
Right.
use it. I'll use a drop shot occasionally, very occasionally, but that's as finesse as I'm gonna go.
Right.
In the wintertime, I think like a Huddleston is my go-to in the wintertime
Hoodie.
as far as super, super, super slow.
Are you an
That's
8-inch or a
that's
68 or what?
the 68 is bad as I would say the weedless 68 is usually my go-to. The 8-inch, I do not own any 10-inch ones. I want one though, so
Yeah,
I'll
I
probably
was
get
gonna
one
call you
soon.
out.
But
Don't pretend like
yeah,
you're a 10-inch hoodie guy. Don't do that. Don't
I
do that.
don't throw the 10-inch yet.
Yeah,
But
that seems a
the 8,
little hardcore. You got to be like clear
yeah,
reservoir, deep water,
yeah,
mondo fish, like
That's what I was gonna
oh
say.
yeah,
It's more about being
California,
around big
basically.
fish. Yeah, it's
yeah.
more about being around big enough fish to actually go
Well,
hit
I
it.
mean, like, there's a
That's
place
straight
not too
chocolate.
far from mine that someone got like a 12 out of not too long ago, and this summer somebody got 2 10s out of. So I mean, there's
Ooh,
big fish around for sure. Like, there's like somebody
yeah,
that
for
got
you.
12 and 10s and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
But like,
Speak
I
for
mean,
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
that we
I
believe
mean,
you, but no,
yeah.
I
Me, like that's
maybe find a 6 pounder. That's about it.
that's so
the 6 is great though. I
my
mean, like
PB is
that's,
an 8.5, and
but it was
I
on a
was like
frog.
on a frog in New
Yeah,
York,
which is sick.
like, and I'm like that, and I'm talking about a spot that's like 35 minutes from the Bronx.
That's so cool.
So, like, I should not that I don't even understand how it was there.
Right. Yeah, probably won't happen again, right?
Yeah, like unless you
You go
go
back to
catch
that
that
spot
same
forever.
fish, like I don't think anyone else is like every old head I tell is like, oh, you're lying. And I pull the picture up. I'm like, look, he's there. It is on the scale here, and he's like, oh, how the heck did you do that? I'm like, I just fishing, buddy. But
Yeah,
even that fish I caught the other day, that was like that's like huge for around here.
it's a good
It's
Yeah.
one.
huge.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
I
I
think
also so I feel like I kind of made it. I got my first little bit. I'm not gonna say it's hate, but this guy challenged me on one of my Instagram posts and was like, "Oh, don't say that's a big fish. That's not a big fish. Don't play yourself,
it's a
buddy."
big fish for your area. That 8
That's
pounder
so I
is
so that's all I
equivalent
said
to a
to him
10
was I
down
said, "Hey,
here.
look, yeah,
You know,
depending on the area you're in, and I got one of my good fishing buddies. He's
oh
from Texas, or no, he moved down to Florida. He got into a little trouble. He moved down to Florida to get his act together. And while he went to Florida, he kept fishing, and he was like, "Yo, it's different down there. A
yeah.
5 is nothing."
Right.
And he was
Don't
like,
hang
"I
a
went
rod
down
over
there
the
and I
side of
was
the boat.
catching 7, 8, 9s, 10s. I caught a
Right.
10.5, like." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Those 6 pluses are like what you talk about the same way you talk about a 3 plus up here in New York.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
it's
Yeah,
all they're
it's all
very
about where you live and your
yeah,
perspective
yeah,
on the
exactly.
fish that
Yeah,
you catch.
perspective is everything, and it's sad that we live in this day and age, right? I mean, if you listen to like, Ike Live or anything like that, I mean, or you talk to Matt, I mean, Jersey doesn't produce a lot of giant fish,
Yeah, they don't.
right? I mean, it fishing in the mid Atlantic is difficult, right? And
Yeah,
as is a relatively large portion of
Um,
the country,
yeah,
but people tend to know where the good fishing is, and that is kind of what we judge standards on. And it's sad that there is kind of a universal standard as for what is considered a dink versus a decent fish versus a big fish. It's really annoying that that comes into play. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
but
You
Anything
I
know
get
what
above
the
a
that
big judge is
5, I
now?
think
it's
is like
entertaining.
a universal, like big fish. Anything over 5, I think is a
Yeah,
universal big fish.
yeah,
Like, would you agree with
Well,
that?
yeah, and I think that that stems mostly from tournament fishing, right? I mean,
yeah,
Hmm.
a 5 pounder is a good kicker fish.
yes,
It's a good fish for anyone to land. But
Yeah,
I
totally.
think tournament fishing kind of drives that home. If you could come in with a 25 to 28 pound bag,
yes,
you're winning
definitely.
almost every tournament, dude. I don't care where you are, unless it's Lake Fork in the spring.
Yeah, right. Now, Bruce, I'm up in I actually just moved to New Jersey a little while ago, but I fish like southern New York, northern New Jersey area.
And to answer Matt's question, yes, I do own a 10-inch mag draft. I throw the 8 a lot more though. And something I wanted to touch on real quick. Tyler, have you used the sleeper gill?
Yeah, I have.
Thoughts?
I only got to really sample it, if you will. At this point, I've got like 3 of them, but I only
Okay.
fished with the one that I initially got from Discount Tackle. But since then, I've gotten a couple more. I like it more than I thought I would.
hmm
The thing is,
How
the
do you
sleeper
fish it?
gill for me ended up being, or the dark sleeper. My bad.
Yeah.
Ended up being a little bit difficult for me to really fully embrace and allow
hmm
itself to have a legit spot in my arsenal. And I know a lot of people are huge fans of it, like Tactical Bassin, right?
It's a good bait. I like it.
They're
I
all
mean,
about it,
it's
and
good.
it is a good bait, and it definitely has a time and a place. But I didn't use them as much as I thought I would. I lost more of them than I thought I would
hmm
because it is meant to be more of a jig
hmm
that can
Mhm.
cross over. But the sleeper gill, in my opinion, is not supposed to be that. I'm not making much bottom contact with it. I'll swim it anywhere in the water column,
Yeah.
but I like the action of it. I mean, I'm not mad about it. Is it perhaps a little overpriced for what it is? Yeah.
Yes.
How much is it?
It's cheap.
It's
It's easy to make. They're like 10
it's ten
bucks.
bucks a pop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the paint
But
comes off really easy.
yeah, so the paint's not durable. The eyes will come off. The fin on top of the bait is designed better than on the dark sleeper
It's not
because
weedless though.
it will collapse. Well, it's more weedless than the dark sleeper. You got to understand that. If you notice
Yes, it
the
is.
front,
Definitely.
so let it tuck back in for a second. You'll
Okay.
see the very front portion of that fin. It's separate, all the way up toward the head. The front portion of the fin, if you
Let's
can
pull
almost
into
face
that
it
booth right
towards us.
here.
You
There
guys
we go.
face it towards us. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, bring it all the way up close.
Oh, there we go.
The front portion of the fin actually goes. Whoa! Look at you with the zoom, dog.
That was crazy.
The
There you
front
go.
portion of that fin is closed. There's plastic
Right up
sealing
here. I cut that. Yeah.
that actually will allow for a slightly more weedless deal that does not exist on the dark sleeper, which is just open fully.
Mm,
On the sleeper gill,
hmm
it's sealed in the front, right? So it
okay.
allows for a little bit more bumping as a weed guard, but
hmm
then underneath um, the hook itself, the top portion of the body is hollow. It's collapsible. So you'll see that
Yeah,
hookup
it's like half the
ratio.
bait is like open down there.
Yeah, as you press that down, you'll see the clearance. The hook is bigger and the clearance is much more significant. So I think be able to catch bigger fish, target spawning fish, and shallow big bass. It'll be more of a largemouth bait than the dark sleeper being a smallmouth bait. If I had
hmm
to guess, at least the way that I'll use it, that's for sure. I see it
I
being a
could
good
agree with
bluegill
that.
bait as a moving bluegill bait, not a true bed fishing, just let it sit right there because it
Yeah.
is going to just lay down, right?
It just
It's
kind of
not like
flop
the dark
over.
sleeper that boom lays there. It's like a goby. Just
Its
boom.
head
You
is not
trick
as
that
wide
thing, it's
either.
like a
So
swim bait goby. This is just a bluegill. Will lay over. So
yeah.
that's the biggest difference.
I feel the action is similar to the mag draft, and I was looking at this, and the tail is almost identical to the mag draft tail. It
Mm,
comes out just a little bit further than the mag draft. The mag draft's a little more squared off than the actual dark sleeper gill tail, but
Yeah.
it's pretty similar. And the action is nice because it actually has some roll and body movement, which is really important to me, in my opinion. I think more movement out of the entire bait is better than just the tail kicking.
yeah,
In
agreed.
certain situations, of course, you just want the tail to kick. In certain situations, you don't want the tail or the body to kick at all, like the whenever you're dragging a Huddleston. But I think it's a
Right.
I think it's a good bait, but I'm not going to spend $10 for him. I can fish a jig on the bottom, or I can fish
So
a
my
swim bait.
question
You
is,
know,
what about the Agent E? Tyler, have you tried the Agent E?
I only tried it a couple times. I caught one fish on it this year, and I liked it better than I thought I would too. Um,
I love it.
Specifically, the swimming action on it.
Yeah.
Um, And
So
so
were
right
you
away,
swimming it or were you using it as a jig?
what's that?
Were you,
I used it both ways, but I was using it clear water,
okay.
specifically to where I could see the way that bait's working, the way that it acted in the water,
Okay.
and I could tell right away. This is more about just observations than about number of fish caught based on given conditions, whatever. This is just the way that the bait swims is more convincing, is more natural, has more going for it than the dark sleeper. The dark sleeper is just a straight tracking bait. It's super
Mhm.
level, very well balanced, but that thing will not go anywhere, right? And
Yeah.
the Agent E does have a rock to it and a better kick, in my opinion. Little
Mhm.
I
little
love
more
those
tail to
things.
it. So I like
Yeah.
it, but I didn't use it a ton this year.
I'm not going to
The
buy one.
3/8 of an ounce are too small. Don't get the 3/8 of an ounce. I got them and they're like dinks.
Yeah,
Of
no,
bait.
I've noticed with all of those baits um, over time that they make them in like three sizes, right? There's usually
Yeah.
that size that's like just under 3 inches. There's the like 3.2 or whatever, and then the 3.8 or 4 inch. Usually the 4 inch only come in the like 1 ounce size. So
Yeah.
they are not as
Three-quarters of an ounce.
versatile with how you can use them. I've always thought, why can't they make the big size in a lighter weight? But
Yeah.
maybe they couldn't balance it out. I don't know. But regardless, you're
Mhm.
right that the middle size, lengthwise,
The half ounce.
that's the only way to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only way to go.
Some of them will make that size bait in a
I
few
wish I
different
had it.
weights.
They're in
Some
my
of them
car.
are up to 5/8 and some are as low as maybe 3/8. But yeah, you're right that it's that half ounce size that's the like
It
three.
almost bugs me out. Like I feel like it doesn't work. It, like I don't know. Like the action's not the same. It's like literally like 2.5 inches. And
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
gotta.
really think about the size. I
Bluegill,
just saw the
crappy
weight
bait.
and I was like, oh, I usually pick a 3/8 ounce jig around. That'll be perfect.
Yeah,
But
no, but Brendan was spot on with that. All of a sudden, a bait that's that small when you actually hold it in your hands. This is the same deal. The experience I had. You guys saw me open the waddle bats. I was so
Yeah.
excited, and I'm like, "What in the? Are you joking me, dude? This is a crankbait. I mean,
It's
it's the size
micro.
of my thumb, dude. Like that's my thumb.
that's crazy. But it
Uh,
gets bit.
what is the first thing you think about? Oh, that's not for bass,
Crappy.
right?
Yeah.
What? How am I actually going to use this now? This is a multi-species bait, right? This is a
Yeah.
panfish bait primarily, and that's exactly what happens when you see that tiny dark sleeper, the tiny little swim baits. Usually, anything in that 2.8 inch size, unless it's that very specific window. Your fish feed on tiny bait, and you can get away with a
Yeah.
2.8 inch Kitech. But I
Yeah.
have exclusive. I've gone to the 3.3 inch with Kitechs and Rage swimmers. I never throw a 2.8
Mhm.
anymore. There was a
Okay.
time
A
years ago when I
3.3,
did
you said?
3.3 Kitech, 3.25 Rage swimmer. Yeah, it's size smaller than a 3.8, which is the universal swim jig, chatterbait, everything trailer. It's the one size
Mhm.
down from that. It's
I
not
use the
all the way
size one
down to the
size
2.8.
down.
There's an in betweener. The 3.3, it's the deal.
That's the size I like too with the 6 cents divine swim bait too, because they have the 3.2, 3.8, or I
It's
think they have,
Yeah.
3.8, I think.
I
Or
think it might
3.2. 3.2.
3.2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got a whole lot more body on it. Um,
Mhm.
it than the tiny size does. It's remarkable how little size differences can really affect the profile of a bait. And so, where people might be big fans of like finesse swim baits, this is now as small as I'll go when I'm actually targeting bass. All of a sudden,
Mhm.
then you get
Yeah.
smaller, and I think, oh, I could get some trout, I could get some crappie, I could maybe get some big bluegill. My mindset starts changing about where I'm going to go use these baits.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Where I put them in my room and what I think about them when I see them. So I tend to stray. So I'm 1,000% with you, Jermaine. That Smallest size of the dark sleeper sucks.
I got it
Maybe
in the
I'll
H&E,
see it.
and it was just like, oh man.
Yeah.
Like, I'll probably still throw it to try, on like a tough day when it's like, but it was just like, man. Oh, but one good thing about the H&E is they are $10, but you get 2 per pack.
True. Yep. So they're
Better
roughly
deal.
50% cheaper than the dark
Yeah,
sleeper, and
And you get better colors.
you get better color.
colors.
yeah.
They have the HD colors.
And they have the Berkeley scent too, infused in them.
Depending on the color that you get, right?
Yeah, I guess, right?
If not, it's
Those
the
HD
laser
colors
silk
are
screen
super painty.
scent.
Am I right?
So there's an HD brown craw that's not super painty, and that's like my favorite one.
Really?
It has an orange tail that you can't tell in the pack. It doesn't really show that good until you kind of get it in the water, and that tail really goes crazy. I think that one has pretty good with the scent too. Brandon, I see
Specifically
you.
in the Agent E.
Yeah, the Agent E brown craw.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
I've
because
got it right here.
it's hard not
Yes.
to be mesmerized by HD colors in this day and age, right?
Yeah.
You see the HD stuff, and you're like, "Damn, that looks good." But then
There it
also,
is.
when you
To
open
the
it,
right, brown craw.
oh yeah,
It doesn't do justice there, but that tail's super orange.
really.
It's like a lot more orange than that.
I like that behind the hook before you get to
Yeah.
the tail. That's so realistic, dude. That paint.
That's the one I got, and I caught like 2 casts in,
Yeah.
pump, and like how so my dad's very big on watch how the fish bite it. He always tells me that. Look at where you got the hooks. Look where the hook's in them. Look where the hook's in them. If you get them in the front of the lip, you might want to change colors. If you get them on the outside of the face, you might want to change colors. He goes, but boy, if you get them in the roof of the mouth and it's like they're eating it, then you have the perfect color. You're doing everything right. Every fish I caught on the H&E, the roof of the mouth, like I said it, and I pulled the fish out of the water and went, where's my bait? Oh, there it is. It's down his throat.
Way down deep.
So,
That's
Yeah,
what it was like with the
that was my
GFB
experience.
not too long
That
ago.
was like literally 10, 15 minutes in with the H&E. I caught like a pound, like a nice, pounder. And then like the next one was like a 2-pounder. Like 20 minutes in, not even. Like the first 2 pitches, excuse me, and then
I think you did a video on it, didn't you?
That's actually my most watched
yeah.
video. That's my most watched video. I think I got like 1,000.
Nice.
1,000 views. I'm cool.
That's good.
Yeah,
And
you
I
are,
think the only
dude.
problem with the Berkeley colors is they do the printing on the baits like the HD colors, and they have to make the plastic stiffer so it actually works on the printing
So it
machine.
makes
They
different.
like
Okay.
a silk laser machine that they
Right.
use, and they print it onto the bait, and they have to make it stiffer so it actually works and fits in the mold. That's the problem, though, is the action is completely different on the gilly. I bought 2 gillies, the HD one and the regular one. They smell completely different and they feel completely different.
That's
So,
interesting.
Yeah,
I
they
think it's
smell
like
different.
really
We know
annoying.
that, but really, the
Yeah.
action's different, dude. I
The action is
fished
completely
this-
different.
I haven't fished that one since I just got it a few weeks ago or whatever.
I have some of
Yeah.
those too.
I'm
I
I'm
only
against
fished-
the HD colors for those
Yeah, I
sort
just
of
had, like,
baits.
And
the
you're
black
not the first
blue.
person I heard say that.
Mhm.
That makes me want to open. I have some right here too. They look
I have some hanging on the
amazing.
wall.
So when you say
They
the
do look good.
action, when you say the action's different, how do you
Mhm.
mean? Because
It's much more
it
subtle.
isn't
It's much more subtle.
on the non-HD.
No, on the non-HD, it actually has a nice fluid swim. On the HD version, it has a little bit more subtle swim.
Oh, so
So
you're saying it's
that's what
almost
I've.
tighter because of that paint and the
Yes.
stiffness, so it
Yes.
doesn't allow
Okay.
for as
It doesn't
smooth
as
of a
yes.
swim. I
Yep.
guess that makes sense
Exactly.
because you think about all these segments
Mhm.
and they need that separation. And I
Yeah.
could see how just even a little bit of stickiness could cause, the action to be a little bit messed up.
So has anyone tried that? 10,000 fish headhunter.
I'm against the 10,000 fish stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
haven't
They
tried
look
it.
really good. I have some. I haven't caught anything on it.
that's the
John
reason.
Wong. Let me know in the comments, John. You had good luck with them because I got them. I
Isn't
had a
there
point.
another bait like that, or is someone coming out
Those are
with a bait
supposed to
like that?
sit. Those have the weight in like the throat of the bait, so those are supposed to come down and sit like nose down, almost like they're
Okay.
feeding. And then you hop it up and it swims, and then it kind of sits back like on the chin, nose of the bait, and
Okay.
then.
But it rests when it's down, or what's its posture
It's
like?
nose down.
It's supposed
I
to like
think.
rest nose down,
All
and
right.
then you pick it up, and then it rests nose down.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've,
see,
I've
okay.
never actually seen that.
See,
Bait,
John,
just
you bring up an interesting point. Central
Mhm.
Florida. So just because
There
are
you
you
go.
got 8-pounders swimming around thinking that thing is a small piece of candy?
I mean, if you hang your rod over the side of the boat with a lure dangling off, you
Right.
had better make sure to prepare to lose that rod or
And
keep
I
it in the
think
boat.
John Long says he caught a 6.5 on one
mm,
earlier
Oh,
this year. They work in Florida.
and he says they work, and then I'm gonna call you average hype man. I can't do the whole name every time. Average hype man. I think he's talking about the same thing. But yeah,
yeah.
John. Okay, John.
Okay. Well,
So this
making me try it. Oh, the
this is the
Amakatsu.
closest.
I'm gonna go get them. I think they're close. You guys keep going.
This is the closest thing to the system. But I thought there was
Those are pretty cool.
another bait than this.
I don't know of
But
any others.
doesn't it utilize the same deal with a magnet on the bottom, and then
Yes.
that holds the hook, which then ejects?
Yep. Yeah, it does. Yeah. I think the only
But
problem with
otherwise,
that might be hookup
like
ratio, but I don't really know because of how compact the bait is.
isn't
Like
it a
with that, it's a
bluegill?
big hook.
It's a bluegill profile, not a goby profile.
Yep, it's a bluegill, so it's pretty tall, and it has a pretty, I don't know, I guess medium hook. I don't know what you'd call it, like an average hook stoutness.
I think I found
But like
it.
the Amakatsu one that you have right there, like that one has a good hookup ratio. Like I like it. It's a good bait.
Yeah. Well, it also
For
helps.
sure.
This is. I mean, look how long that hook is, dude. I mean, that
Yeah,
is all
it's-
the way back there. Like, how could that not be a stellar hookup ratio?
I
The
found
only
it.
Yeah,
potential problem is if you get hung up in, lay down or anything like
yeah.
that, and too easily ejects, right? I mean, if you
Mhm.
get too confident with this thing being super weedless, you set on the wrong thing and you're gone. But
I found it. So that's the headhunter.
Okay. Ooh, I like the orange on the tail.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like
that's
that
the
a lot.
headhunter. And then it does the same thing, and it's got a magnet. So supposedly,
is it rattle? Why'd you just shake it?
no, the magnet. There's a magnet in here to hold the hook.
Well, you
in.
never know. Some of these baits do have rattles in them now, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
This
I
one
was-
doesn't.
the Savage Gear Pulse Tail Bluegill has a rattle in between the line tie and the hook.
I've never heard of that.
Dude,
Did they advertise
I
that?
just realized that the other day. I was like reorganizing baits, and I'm like,
What?
what was that? And I start tapping around. It's got a rattle in it, dude.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Huh. Yeah,
Billy
Frank
Ball
said that he Frank says that they don't have the good action. I think that with 131
Smaller
would
ones.
swim 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get the smaller. Don't get the 90s. No, the only thing the 90s are good for like, it's weird, but I guess if you want to Texas rig that bait, yeah, of course, John.
Yeah.
I think what is I
have
think this. I want to say this is the 3. See, but that's another thing about this thing is I'm like, maybe I don't like the action and everything so much because it's so small. I
Mhm.
think you got to go up.
It could be. Yeah.
I
But they
think you
actually
gotta
paint
go
their
up.
colors on there, so it's completely different, like as far as the actual screening process goes.
Yeah, and this guy
And that
kind of
hole
more
right
or
there,
less.
that hole in the bottom right there, turn the bait so we can see the belly. That right there is to suspend the lead, I'm assuming. Is there lead in there in that area?
Yeah.
So what
That's
what
what I
would you
suspected.
do with the lead?
I was just seeing how far back it went.
Oh,
but
that's where they. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Tyler, that's kind of where it sits. You see that?
Oh,
resting
okay. That's
kinda-
flatter than I would have thought. Okay, so
Yeah.
it will rest like that on bottom.
Yeah, it'll kind of hang
All
out
right.
like that.
Yeah, at first I'm like, oh, that's a skinny bait. That's not gonna.
Yeah.
But there
Yeah.
you go.
It looks like it widens out pretty good
But
on the belly.
pretty decent action
Okay.
on its tail.
Now it's
I think
got
the
that
big ones.
tail, that angle that I don't necessarily love, but that
Hmm.
in my mind
Oh.
I've got
That. Ooh,
boxed
listen.
into like a speed fishing category, right? Like a skinny dipper tail where you get that angle. It's not straight at like a right angle, but you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's designed
Mhm.
for fast swimming. That tail looks like it's almost for that. But how do you like or compare the action of it to other similar baits since we're kind of already on that topic?
I'm an H&E guy. I think I'm sorry, I forgot your name. John. John. Yeah, John said it. I think I need the bigger ones with this.
Okay.
I think these are too small to get the good action.
Oh, there's
Bigger's
two
always better.
sizes of that bait?
Yeah, there's a couple
Bigger's always
sizes.
better.
I went to the smaller. So I think I do need to go up in size.
Interesting. I don't think I knew very much of anything about that bait, but
Yeah.
good to see it. Thanks for showing.
Yeah. I went
Yeah.
off I had a little while. When I first got like back into bass fishing and started going hard again. I joined up to Carl's. So like anything they had, there was that like, oh, you get the Carl's exclusive, you get it first. And I was like, oh, I'm getting it.
Yeah, right.
You know,
You
no
know,
one
it's
else
just
can get
like
this for a month. I was like, oh, I got to go try this now.
right.
I don't think I caught anything on it, but I don't think I was fishing it right either.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
could be the size, it could be the fish. You could have maybe not been around fish. Their fish may have not been actively feeding. You never know, because I don't think that bait's going
Yeah,
to trigger a reaction unless you pop it.
yeah.
So that's really relying on the bass actually wanting to eat it or wanting to figure out what it is.
You guys want to see
So
a terrible mistake? Don't judge me.
why'd you
So
buy more tackle?
I'm pretty sure this is an Amazon lure. How do you
Oh
guys
yeah,
feel
those are
about these things?
trash.
Dude, I might have bought
Those
one of
true
those for my
send
kids
ones.
about 5 years ago. Yeah.
They're like, oh, the best real swimming action
I have
ever.
one of those with no hooks on it in one of my daughter's tackle boxes upstairs. Yeah. I've
I
got
like the whole
they each have a
colorway.
tackle box full of my crappiest lures, my retired lures, or what they think are the prettiest lures of mine. And I've just removed the split rings and hooks, and they like to just look at them and
I
identify.
like the whole
what's up.
colorway of them.
They
Yeah,
have great
it's
colors. It's a
like
great design where it has like the fabric down there. It's a great
Yeah,
design, but they just can't execute it at all.
yeah, it just doesn't
Just
swim right. And I was
yeah,
like,
that would
oh,
be a good meme. Something like,
there's another
"How
head
do you just got back into fishing without telling me you just got back into fishing?" Have that bait tied up
That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
right.
You know?
We need to do that.
That's actually great. Yeah, because that's exactly what I did. I was like, oh, that thing looks sick.
Oh, dude,
Look at
who
this guy.
didn't go on Amazon and on all these Chinese websites, right? Wish and try and
Mhm.
find like the cheapest, cool looking baits you could find with zero knowledge about what's what or how it'll even work. And
Yeah.
You'd
you
think.
get it, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, this sucks." Okay,
I
well,
mean,
that's what you get on Wish or when buying,
the
total
hooks are
junk.
bent already.
You
Yeah.
just go like
Straight
that,
out
and
of-
they're bent. It's like a paper clip.
I'm just looking at them. Yeah, I got this
Yeah.
box here, so this is like my random
Random
stuff.
junk.
Yeah,
No, but
Oh,
there's
you
so
have
like
some of that bang. Is that the
yeah. I
bang?
see some bang in there.
Scent?
What else you got?
I got some
Wrap that in
bang.
electrical tape.
I haven't used this at all. I just
Yeah, it
got it.
doesn't look very used.
There's no, but honestly, there is some gas in here. So like one of my guys, I went fishing with him, and he's a professional kayak angler. And I just get there, and he was like, "Yo, here," and throws me this big ass bag. So like,
Oh, striking
Not bad.
red
red
eye.
eye shine.
Good color.
But like, okay, here we go. This is for a giveaway. How many lures will pull up? I'm gonna grab one lure. How many lures will come up? Oh,
Sometimes
There we
that's a fun game.
You gotta love that.
I don't even know what some of these are.
I'm pretty sure we can figure it out.
Oh, see, I tuck my hooks
I
into
don't know about that one. Oh,
I
yeah.
think this is off Carl's. I think this is the Carl's version of that. There's a chatterbait in here. Yeah, I think these are a lot of the. Oh my goodness! Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to get that. That's look at that ball of hooks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not messing with that right now.
That looks like
Here's an
Yozuri
old
stuff.
musty.
Yeah, no,
chatterbait.
don't you love that though? It's kind of like, hold it, let us just look at that pile of bait for 1 second. Yeah, what do we got?
We got some
Okay, we got an
chartreuse
cat.
in there.
Yeah.
What's
What's
this?
in the
Is
front
that
with that craw? What do we get?
What in the world is that? I've never seen that bait right there. The red one.
the red one?
I
All
think your
right.
friend may have thrown you a bunch of junk baits from Amazon. I've never seen some of these.
What is this thing? This was
Listen
definitely.
to that rattle though, dude.
It's loud.
That sounds like a moonsault from Lucky Crab. Wait, show us
What
this
in
from
the
the
world?
side. What? Holy
That would
moly!
look good in a frog pattern.
I've never thrown it.
Does it
I haven't
say who
thrown it.
makes that?
Oh,
Wow, it's like a one knocker and BBs.
I like that.
What's the bill on that? Show me the bill on that. Is that a wake bait or is that a crankbait?
It's actually different. Look at
Looks
that.
like a
too.
crank.
Yeah, that
Whoa,
looks like
it's got
gonna
those weird
dive.
cut it. Is that a Lucky
Oh, yeah.
Strike?
It's got
What
that
is that?
circumcised
Those old
bill.
Lucky
You know what I'm
Strikes?
saying?
I don't know. This
Uh-oh.
was definitely one he just gave to me.
Uh-oh, there goes my camera.
I am sorry for the inappropriate joke. If anybody heard that,
Can you hear me?
This is a Yo
I
Zero.
can hear you. I just can't
Yeah,
see
we
you.
can
Okay,
hear
okay.
you. No, this is the thing. Brandon's camera goes out.
I got the cable working. I just bumped it, so it
This
came
is a
unplugged.
Yozuri. This big green guy here. That says Yozuri on it.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
nice.
Yeah. What does the top of the
Okay.
bait say? Does it just say like 3DX or?
Oh, that's totally
It
Yozuri.
doesn't say anything.
Because that's a cool bill. That's a rounded bill, right? Most of the Yozuri baits I have
There we
are.
go. Came loose.
This is like explored Jermaine's
Yeah,
tackle
right.
box
My
night.
junk tackle box. It's all right,
Yeah, dude.
It's a good color.
right?
Yeah.
I might
Yozuri
probably
baits are
should throw this
underrated.
thing. Oh, Yozuri F.
Okay, there we go.
This is Yozuri, and there's an F.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what else. Oh, here's a 6 cents whale that I
Dave
use.
Jolly wants to hear the joke.
Also missed the joke.
Well, if you want to pull that bait back out and show us that lip one more time,
That's weird looking.
it was very inappropriate.
Have
I said, "Oh yeah, with that like uncircumcised lip type of deal."
That looks so weird.
That's funny.
It's super weird.
Sorry, circumcised.
Like it has
Yeah,
the
it's
weird.
like a
It has the
little-
weird like
little-
eyes on the top.
Yeah, it looks like it was cleanly circumcised. You know.
Oh,
This is
goodness
after
gracious.
hours now. We're going
Yeah,
off the
whoopsie
rails.
daisy. I held it back initially, but you did this to me.
We're showing
So,
you these
okay,
on
here's
purpose.
a good one. What the hell is this thing? I don't throw baits.
Oh, is that a
like
10 feet under crank?
Is this like a jerk bait? Or like a. You want to let go? You want to let go? Yeah, what is this thing?
That looks like a strike.
That looks
Pro.
like a shad wrap / maybe a flicker shad. Does it have a rattle in it? That's more flicker
Little
shad-esque,
subtle.
but there's a lot of companies that make that shad profile bait. But
I mean,
given
my
the-
boy is a little
bill-
older than me, too. So, I mean, he's
yeah,
not
that's like a
old.
size 7. That thing will
Color's pretty
dive
good.
10 to 12 feet, dude. That's not a shallow.
Yeah,
Yeah, right? 10 to 12 feet. This is a deep diver, right?
Yeah,
that looks pretty deep.
yeah, yeah. Those baits, it's
Tyler-
hard to find ones that run shallow. I went way out of my way to do that a couple of years ago and
Yeah.
build a box of shallow shad wraps and flicker shads.
Mhm.
I mean, take a look at this.
Oh man,
This
you
thing
got a
was
lot
in
in there.
Wow. Oh,
It's a whole
Are
box.
those some of those jointed Rapalas? The old ones? Oh, we've got
Yeah.
Kevin in here. What's going
Yeah.
on, Kevin?
hey, Bateman. What's
Back
up,
to the
buddy?
bait man. What's going on?
What up, Kev?
Look for shad, but that's a really standard blank. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the hooks tangling, here's
Oh,
a
Bateman. You might know what this is. Look. What is this thing?
Yeah, I'm
No,
sure
these
he'll
these
know.
are the jointed shad wraps. They're rattled.
Wow.
Sounds like a whole
all rattle, but those are underrated as are. I mean, they make these in the HD colors, right?
Yeah, that thing's
yeah.
sick too.
So
Those I
there
see
you got a
like as
little
more of a
perch,
walleye bait though.
and this is the size 5 jointed. So here you've got a perch walleye type of pattern that'll dive
Mhm.
in that 5 to 7 feet,
Mhm.
have that more
Okay.
erratic action, and a very subtle little single BB in it. Dude, some of these baits are really under the radar, but are kind of cold water baits or more regional specific baits. And historically, people around here throw these baits and jerk baits. I mean, all the stuff that you'd think to target walleye and trout more than
Mhm.
bass is like mainstream here. So
It's
a lot
really
of that
weird.
kind of worked its way into my arsenal like early on, and I've phased a lot of it out, but still have some of it.
So
Including
you
a
were
lot-
holding a flat side just a little while ago. Is that a 10 feet under flat side?
Who, me?
Yeah, you were just holding one a little while ago.
Yeah, no, it's not. This I
Okay.
wanted to mention. This is the
Oh, the
new
Macbeth? Is
Shimano
that?
Bantam.
Oh,
Um,
Bantam.
Ooh,
And I was just reorganizing like my flat side box last night,
that looks
and
nice.
needed to put this in the box along with some other baits that just were hanging out from in the season. And I was fiddling around with this weight transfer system versus a few others, and I think it's gonna be better than I gave it credit for initially.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that rebound effect. Like I was goofing around with the Yozuri and dual hardcore baits last night because
Mhm.
their magnetic weight transfer system is really solid, but it's not like Jackals where you have to make a cast to get it to release. I mean, it's the kind of thing that if you flick it down, it'll go, and then you can see just when it connects, just how strong that magnet is. And just after feeling some of those and then fiddling around with this, I'm like, actually, I have a feeling that weight transfer system is going to be a lot better than I initially thought when I looked at it and was like, oh, it's on the spring. That kind of chaps my ass because it's not going to lock to the back of the bait, right? It's going to help send it, but midair kind of have this slowdown effect, maybe.
Mhm.
I don't know if
Or
I
you can just
actually
cut a
believe
hole in the side
That's
and
interesting.
yeah.
add whatever weight transfer
on
system you
spring.
want. I mean, if you
Say that
want,
again,
you can
Brennan?
just cut it open. You can just cut it open and do whatever changes you want to the inside. That would be
Of
my
course,
go-to.
you can do that with any bait, dude. What are you talking
can.
about?
Yeah, he loves cutting stuff open.
Yeah,
Like,
you crazy pants. Dude, I saw did you see that video that was just posted of Brian Thrift's tackle shop tour? He shows
No,
his
I do not
barn
think so.
and
No.
he
Is
shows a
it
couple
interesting?
like tinkering secrets of his, and he just is rattling them off. You can tell he's got like hundreds of these things, but
Oh yeah, I'm sure he
he
does.
whips out a Strike King 6XD in the nude color, and he's like, check that. I love that some of these baits are now coming in nude because look at this. I can custom weight it. And he shows it's
Mhm.
filled with liquid, and he's like, this is baby oil.
What?
And I'm like, what in the world? What? You assume it's water, but it's not. And I'm sure there's a rhyme or reason, but he's weighting the bait with liquid inside. So he's drilling a hole and then tinkering with how much he
the
fills
oil
the bait
flash more than water.
so it weights the bait down and will dive that much deeper. So you get further casting distance, deeper diving. I mean, people have always done that by drilling holes and
That's
putting in
smart.
bait, but with liquid and stuff, and then by doing it in a clear bait, he's able to measure exactly how much he's putting in, and he can do that to any other bait in that line.
Wow.
Think of putting glitter in the liquid.
And it's not just the amount, but it's where he's inserting the weight, right? Because of different
Yeah,
chambers inside the baits, he might choose to weight it differently. And then he's
Okay.
able to memorize the
Wow.
formula on that bait by doing it on a clear one and then just be able to apply that kind of stuff. I mean,
that's cool. I like doing like the resin. So I'll drill a hole, I'll put like resin in there, and then I'll reweight the entire bait using resin so it floats harder, and then put more weight in because the more forces you have pulling against each other, more stable it's going to be, the better it's going to be most of the time. And I like to do that, but I've never experimented with liquid. That's like really cool.
That's smart. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
have
I
me
was like,
playing.
why
That
not
weight
water?
transfer.
And
Yeah.
then I thought, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But that's interesting that he chose
is.
baby oil and not water. What in the world?
That's cool.
So,
So
yeah, tinkering I find is cool, but also something that you either got to be good at it or you got to be super bored or dude, I don't know. And I think you're somewhere right in between those, Brennan. And I think the majority of us are neither. So, what are we going to do? Right. Like, we'll play who was it? Tom. Tom's just like, mend it, baby. Like, check this out. I made my own bait because I'll
yeah,
just take the tail that I love off of this one bait,
you just
put it
rip
on this
stuff and put
body
it
of this
together.
other bait that I love. And guess what? I made this wicked cool bait. And all the power to him, dude, because that's true.
Yeah.
Especially if it gives you confidence and you fish it and you
That's
like it.
facts.
Dude, why not? Buy 2 baits and make them into one. I mean, I've done that with other
Smart.
baits. Buy a bait and literally know that it's going to be 2 different baits. Like the Z-Man Mag Fatties I've talked about before. He's a really good Magnum shaky head worm, but it's long. Dude, you can cut that down and it's easily 2 different worms. One that's more of like a Ned rig and one that's a legit stick worm that would be good on a weighted wacky rig or a shaky head or a number of other different techniques. But it's a 7.5-inch worm that's got
Okay.
taper and a lot of solid body. So I've done that
Nice.
with certain baits, is just making one bait into multiple different baits.
I love the 10-inch Senko bite. I think it's Magnum baits. Throw that wacky rigged on the back of a jig in the summertime. That kills
No,
them.
you don't.
Listen, Tim Little and Matt Allen have actually done it. They have a video on it.
Wait, you
It
said
works.
the jig with the wacky worm, right?
Yes, it
You
works.
said
I
a
promise you.
10-inch Senko, Jermaine.
Oh my!
Did you not hear that part, dude?
I like
Jermaine,
how he left it out. I just heard.
Jermaine,
I heard the worm.
If you don't trust me, watch their video on it. That's where I got it from.
Have you fished a 7-inch Senko?
I don't think so.
Dude, they're giant. Like,
Yeah.
like
You need a different
10-inch
size wacky. You
Senko,
need or two
Brendan,
to put on it
I
if you
think-
want.
prove it.
So the
I'm
biggest
gonna
like
do a video on it. Tell you,
the
I'll do a
biggest
video on
style
it
of
and I'll show
worm. I'll
you.
send you guys a picture
Deal.
tomorrow. Is the what's that newer? It's like a Berkeley bait. It comes in the plastic. It's like it's got like the 2 little power pit. It's not something
that one?
boss. Speed
Pit boss? No.
No, it's
Speed
not
boss.
pit boss, but
Speed
it's
boss.
long.
Oh yeah, the like Rage Menace deal that they're making.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Speed boss.
It's that
Is that
thing.
what it's
Alex
called?
Rudd was fishing with them. And I saw them and I was like, oh, I'll cop a couple of those. So I think I got the 6 and I got the 7. So I haven't touched the 7. I threw it in the back of my car. I was like, this thing's fucking huge. Get out of here. And it's like literally, it's like my pinky. It's like as thick as my pinky. Like I'm like, yeah.
Do that twice, and it's maybe the width of a 10-inch.
I was like, I got no.
I'll get it
needs for
next
this.
week, and
No, I mean it's I got it in a good color June bug, but I'm like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm waiting
get it
for
right there.
summer for next. I'm waiting for summer for this to drag this around. This thing's huge.
Yeah. So let's get to some questions. I want to make sure I'm respectful of Tyler and Jermaine's time. I'm sure we all.
Don't worry about it. My
I mean-
phone just rang. That was rude, and I don't even know who it
Okay,
is.
I'm sorry.
but, I thought it was maybe my wife, and theoretically it could be. So I'm gonna check my text real quick, make sure that she's not all concerned about me.
Oh, you're all good, brother. Do what you gotta do.
Yep, family first.
I highlighted this. Has anyone tried the new Element lines of rods from Cashin's? 129 cord grip and U.S. made. Love the
No,
U.S.
I
made.
mean,
But I have
yes,
not.
it's awesome to keep them U.S. made, which is awesome. But I have not personally. I've not owned any cash and rods. But Baxter Bateman also said that he needs to get a few Macbeth flats. They look good. They definitely look good. I know the regular Macbeth crankbaits work super, super well. I know you have a couple of them as well, Tyler. They're
Which
legit,
one?
and the Macbeth crankbaits, the big ones and the little tiny ones and the regular size ones.
I really need to get the standard size, dude. That's 63. They're just they haven't been stocked very well. Like I've got that big size, the like 75. It's a hoss, dude. That's like
It's a good one.
like a 4.0 square bill, right?
Thunderhawk's coming out with one too. That's about that size. It's the deal.
Maybe not a 4.0.
It's
This is
3.7.
Well, yeah. Here's a 2.5. Here's a 4.0.
Mhm.
So if we put the 4 point, yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
that's
what
not
it is.
bad. Yeah.
So the big size Macbeth is
Oh, I
a
love that color.
4.0 square bill. Yeah, sorry, Kevin. You want this one, dude?
I think so.
That's a good color, man.
Yeah, Yozuri is that the same one that you just showed? No, this one is
Yeah, I
a
think so. What the
standard.
heck?
That's a different one.
Yours was a
There it
round
is.
bill, but this was one that I was goofing around with. That like it's awesome that like all their baits have that, but yeah, the
Did you have a chance?
Macbeth baits I think are just they're good, and I think they're priced right. But another reason that Kevin probably wants that Macbeth is that it's the right size, dude.
Yeah.
6 cents. They did downsize, but Kevin was talking about a 55 the whole time, and it's not a 55, right? Um, and this Macbeth is that true little size,
Everyone to the moon.
dude. 10-inch thing, you don't. You're
Look at this here.
disgusting, Brendan.
He throws it on a 3/0 wacky hook. That's pretty crazy.
That's nuts.
I've
I know
never
that-
seen a 3/0 wacky hook. I don't.
I don't know
13-inch.
where are you buying these from? I need
That's a
these.
6-inch Senko on each side. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why not throw an eel? You throw the
Yeah, you probably could.
you throw the Senko on a jig though. You want that wacky action just in the
Yeah.
most obnoxious profile possible.
Yep. Yeah. I think that
what's
would
the smallest
mean-
size fish that you think would actually eat that?
smallest
A
fish
10-inch?
I've gotten on it is like a 3-pounder. So the
3-pounder?
biggest I've ever gotten is a 4. So I don't know. I mean, it could have the potential to
Wait,
get
the jig with the
big
10-inch
giant
worm
fish.
on the back?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think it's got to be.
You've got to be over 2 pounds to eat that thing.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
it weighs like a pound. Yeah.
So you know when I would throw that? I would throw that
Never.
in a torn. No, here I got a real scenario for that. The only time I could see myself throwing that is because of what we just said. Only a big fish would eat that. I would have to be in a tournament, and I know I'm doing well already. I'm in like the top
You
5.
got
and
your
I'm like,
limit.
okay. No, not even a limit. I need to
Okay.
be like, I'm in the money, and the only way I'm going to win more money is if I catch a tank.
I need more
So,
money.
Yeah. So
Or you're in a
here
skeeter
we
boat
go.
or whatever.
Here's the little Brandon on my shoulder going, big bait, big bait.
Yeah, that's what a swim bait is for, not a big worm, dude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Everyone throws like a 10-inch worm. So sometimes adding that extra inch on like a regular like ribbon tail worm or 2 inches, like on a ribbon
I
tail
don't
worm.
throw 10-inch worms.
But the
Never.
crazy thing is, all right, if you've ever been down here, we have the bottom is like mush. So your bait's going to sink into it. Sometimes it sinks into it 3 or 4 inches. That's why the Ned rig doesn't work for me as well. The
Yeah.
10-inch worm, it becomes a 7-inch worm pretty much sometimes. And
That's
those
a good
12-inch worms and the tail sticking up there. And you know the red shad colored worm that was
Yeah.
like crazy on the Red River a while ago? They were fishing that, and the Red River's pretty soft bottom. And that 10-inch ribbon tail worm, only the tail sticking out pretty much. And it's imitating a threadfin shad, which is one of the most well-known species of like bait fish over there in the Red River. And it's imitating a threadfin shad, and whenever they're stressed, they become kind of red. And at a certain depth, that that red kind of disappears. So it's just barely red and black in that depth of water, and it's sunk down a little bit. So it looks like a threadfin shad feeding on the bottom. So they
Dang.
spend it's crazy. It's crazy.
Dude, that's hyper specific, but is super
It
cool to
is.
think just
But
about
that's why
everything
they
going
won
on
so
in that
well on it,
situation.
because those bass were keying in on those threadfin shad, and that's why some of those anglers did super well in the Red River
That's
a
nuts.
while ago. It's crazy how
That's
how
a
deep
very,
you can go
very
into it.
specific bite. That's crazy.
It is.
Well, and tailoring the size of the bait to the bottom composition and how it'll dig into the ground
yeah.
and be less pronounced. That's next level thinking right there.
Yeah,
It's
that's
That's
nuts.
cool
crazy.
though. Super cool.
Yeah, for sure. So there's the hook. if anyone wants a 3-aught wacky hook.
Nay. Does anybody want some 3-aught owner hooks?
I'm
Trouble?
good. Yeah.
These were accidentally. Oh, they're only 2-aught. Now you guys, come on. You wouldn't put these on a. Who's got a giant swim bait? 2-aught.
Myself. Nah. I'm
Is
good.
1-aught the biggest you go?
Yep. 1-aught's the biggest I go.
These were sent to me by accident in an order like, I don't know, a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I
Yeah,
still
those are
send
too
the hook
thick.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
these are like, I don't know what you'd catch on these.
Those
Dude.
are like saltwater fish hooks almost.
ST41 2X strong 2-aught hooks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's outrageous, but
Oh, Matt says he'll take him.
all right, dude.
He's like,
Matt,
he's
this
like
is going
free,
in your
free
package.
hooks.
I'm sending out the packages tomorrow. All right, including Brendan. You're getting a 7-inch spark
Oh,
or
yeah.
7-inch spark shad so you can mold it.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I thought maybe
will
there was
make you
one
some
other
baits
thing.
too.
I thought maybe there was one other thing I was going to send you to, but either way,
Yes, but
Carl and
just
Matt
one
are
bait.
getting their jackhammer.
That's right. You got to send Matt the chatterbait, right?
Oh,
Yup.
yeah.
Jackhammer. That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
I can't believe he hasn't used
Yeah,
it.
that's true,
Come on,
Matt.
man.
Hey,
Come
look,
on.
Matt, if your car's doing all right, if you come up here, I'll give you one too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's late in the season. I got you. Next spring we're gonna go. I got a couple spots. I'm definitely. That's like one person I know I'll fish with Matt next year for sure.
Learn the big bait with him.
Yeah, so
Fish some stripers too.
related to what we were talking about earlier and my passion for chatterbait fishing and how it's not dwindled but a little bit. It's like now I get almost as much pleasure out of convincing people that they can and will have the same experience that I have if all they do is actually take this bait seriously and put some time into it. They're gonna realize that it's a wrecking machine once you figure it out.
So
And
let
I've
me ask you this.
convinced a lot of people of that. And a lot of times it's by giving the bait away. And I get a lot of enjoyment out of that now is like converting people, right?
Two
So it's
questions.
like your own little cult, your chatterbait cult.
Hell yeah.
So 2 questions for you, Tyler.
Yeah.
Slobber knocker, see or no?
Yeah, I'm getting them. I'm
They're
going to
good.
probably pick up between 2 and 5 of them over Black Friday to just have a variety of size or colors. I'll probably go 3/8 on all of them, maybe a half on 1 or 2 if I get duplicates, but I throw a 3/8 ounce chatterbait 90% of the time. I like to fish it in the middle to middle upper portion of the water column. I'll throw a 1/2 ounce or heavier if I'm planning on yo-yoing or slow rolling a chatterbait, which I don't do a lot. But I mean, it looks appealing enough to where I'll try it because I want to be able to know if its weedlessness is a real thing. Because
Yeah, it is.
to be honest, we've all been wanting that, and why don't they just make a legitimate weedless jackhammer?
Yeah, I don't get it either.
But let's be
It's that
honest.
head movement.
Let's actually be honest. All of the weedless Z-Man chatterbaits have been imperfect in their own way.
It's not the same.
Except for the one with the 2 weed guards. If you bend them out so that way the bait doesn't roll
It's
onto
not the
the wood.
same.
Yeah, I
It's
still would
definitely
argue
better,
against
though,
all
than
of them.
nothing.
I've tried them all, right? I mean, it first started with the swim
It's
jig
better than
version,
nothing, though.
the swim jig version chatterbait, the Project Z weedless
Mhm.
was kind of the first one that they made, and that was a great bait, but it swims like a swim jig and it runs at an angle like this with its head up and the hook pointed up a little bit. It's in my head a little bit. I don't love the way that runs. You'd have to put a big trailer on it to get it to run true
Yeah.
or not rise as much in the column. Then they made the Freedom chatterbaits that you can actually put a
Those are cool.
hook of your choice on, including an EWG instead of the standard straight shanks that come on them.
Mhm.
They make the standard Freedom and the CFL, the football head one. Those
That's
you
a
can
good
put
one.
EWG hooks on those, and
Mhm.
that's legit, right? And
Yeah.
then the cross eyes that you're talking about right now with the dual adjustable weed guard, I like it better than the other solutions in the past, but I find that it's slightly more inconsistent in the way that the bait swims.
Yeah.
And I'm super picky about that now. So I have very little tolerance for
Chatterbait master.
that kind of stuff. if it doesn't feel right, I mean, my confidence goes almost straight out the window. It's about being in tune with the bait. And so anyway, we could talk about that mini chatterbait at some point, dude. I found
Oh, yeah.
Matt's getting offered like 10 jackhammers here in the chat.
Well, hell yeah.
Everyone's wanting it.
Everyone's going nuts. Everyone's like, wait a
Yeah,
minute, you
take
don't
our
fish
jackhammer.
chatterbaits? Matt's gonna have a box by the end of the week.
Well, hell yeah, dude. Maybe he deserves it.
Totally.
Yeah, no,
He's always
Matt's
in
the
here
man. Matt's
supporting
a good
everybody.
supporter. Yeah, exactly. He's the man.
He's always
Yeah,
helping out
I've
people.
always got a good like 15 or so that are just like ready to go.
Yeah, I got a little bag right here.
I got like 3 in every color that are unused at any given point, and then I have a few that are like in heavy use throughout the season. And
What's your go-to colors?
so for a long time, it was that Bee Height Delight bluegill color, the green pumpkin with the
Okay.
chartreuse belly. Still really like it, but the Heights Hot Craw has probably been my most productive historically. It's
That's
the
Bateman's favorite too.
subtle green pumpkin red.
Yeah.
Oh, you just hurt my heart even more. So you want to hear my
So this matches up with the Falcon Lake Craw color from Strike King or the
Oh, yeah.
Heights Hot Craw color from Z-Man. The Z-Man goat in the Heights
Yeah.
Hot Craw color paired on this guy is
I could see that pairing good.
I mean,
Really
for
good.
a long time, I threw this guy with the Rage Menace grub specifically, rigged both ways, but typically oriented more like a craw than a bait fish. That was my go-to chatterbait trailer, jackhammer trailer for a long time. If I wasn't throwing a shad style, bait fish style trailer like a Zako or a Razor Shads, which I would throw on a white or even that Bee Height Delight a little bit more frequently than I would on a craw color. But black and blue last year,
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea why, stayed tied on for me for about 4 months straight and caught me hundreds and hundreds of fish without.
I think you got a 5 on that too, didn't you?
Well, I probably retied for the sake of knots, but I did not put that bait down. I didn't tie on a different bait onto that rod and reel setup like the entire season. I didn't lose that one bait. It was incredible.
That's
And
low.
I
Better
like
hang it up.
experimenting, but it was just like I always had it because I night fish a lot in the summer, and
Oh, yeah.
black and blue at night is magic.
The deal.
Now, Jason, you're about to get mad at me. I didn't lose it. But you know when you just got a lot
Blue
of
hair
tackle
tuck
and
it.
you kind of tuck it in somewhere. And yeah, I took it out that one time to go fishing, and now it's lost in my trunk somewhere.
Dude,
I love you, bro. You're the best for making me those jigs, though.
no,
I'm gonna
Those are
find it
amazing.
tomorrow, and I'll post it. I'll tag you on Instagram. I'm gonna find it tomorrow just for you, buddy.
Let's search Jermaine's
I've
tackle
been
shop.
thinking
Or,
about
sorry, I
it.
mean car.
Yeah, no, I'll post the pictures. I'll go outside tomorrow. I'll tag you guys. I'm gonna tag all you guys and be like, look, my trunk's nuts.
Dave, you're right. You didn't lose it, but it is currently lost. You know,
Yeah, I just don't know exactly what it is. I'm not even gonna lie. I was pissed the other day because I was going out and I was like, oh, let me try this Missouri crawl that Jason made for me. And I was just like, okay, so I'm either gonna spend an hour looking for this or I can just go fishing. Go fishing.
Yep.
So
Totally. I mean, whatever. How many days of dedicated cleanup does it really take? Like a week in the off season, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a reason
week.
we all run into the same problem where at the end of the season you look around and you're really embarrassed of yourself. You don't want anybody to see it. Meanwhile, my wife revealed to me that she had been down here, and she was like, "I can't believe all the beer bottles and all of the cups. Is that piss? I can't. You are a fucking animal. I can." And I was just like, "Why are you down there? What are you doing?
What are you doing down there?
You know that's my space. Don't you go around there." Yeah, that's not good, right? But it happens, right? I've got boxes.
I keep my tackle organized.
Here.
It's
and I've got
immaculate.
piles of tackle
Ooh,
everywhere.
that's actually a really good idea. Instead of shopping out of I should do like a little live stream and be like, all right, guys, you guys get to pick out of my trunk what I throw.
Yeah, or just an offshoot of that is like go to a relatively popular fishing spot and catch people who are either starting or finishing their day and say,
Yeah.
let me look in your trunk and just do a quick pan at all the random junk, because people like looking and seeing, oh, look at that. Look, oh, I know what he's got. What is that? And they pause and zoom and all that shit. Like people would like that, right?
Right?
I
Like,
was
if I just-
good with it.
Oh no.
Holy cow.
Like if we just start getting into, like, I'm sitting here, right?
That is a lot of bait sitting
And
right
it
there.
just-
Is that bait fuel?
It doesn't stop, right? It's
Holy
all
cow. Can we get a tour sometime?
So see, like so
That's
put it,
you might have a problem there.
let's put this into perspective. I live in I got a 1-bedroom apartment with my girl. I don't have that space to do that at all.
right. I've got tables. I've got
Yeah, I don't have that. So I have my car. That's it. She's like, I don't want to see it.
right. Well, that's the problem is then I
Right.
also have the car because it gradually, just like all the piles everywhere else, right? You go fishing, maybe the rods come out of the car, maybe not.
Nope. They're
But
still in there.
all of the stuff stays there, right? I loaded
Yeah.
up a specific tackle box for that day. You think I'm going to go unload that ever?
No, I never do.
Never.
Never. And then my stuff I get throughout the season, added on top of that. It's like so like that's how I sell cars. I don't know if you know that, but that's how I got my fishing buddy. He came in to buy a car, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I used to live down in Florida, blah blah blah, rah rah rah." And I'm like, "Yeah, all right, okay, bro. You don't know who you're talking to." He's like, "I really fish." I'm like, I'm at work, so I'm humble at work. I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool, nice." And then he was like, "Yeah, let's take a walk to the back. Let's go see what you got." And I'm like, "All right, cool." "Oh yeah, you said you fish, right?" "Yeah. My car is right here." I didn't even say anything. I just hit the unlock on my trunk, and it popped up. And he goes, "Oh, you're really into this too." He's like, "You got way more than me." I was like, "Yeah, I
That's
do
'cause
this,
it's all
buddy."
condensed.
Yeah.
I got like 6 rods in my car all the time. I think one broken one. I got to send that in actually. Yeah, so 6.5, 6 3/4 rods, and yeah,
3/4.
and
Yeah.
way too much tackle.
My
Well,
problem is I
I'm
have
with
like
you on all
I
of
do
that.
baits, so I have
Oh.
unfinished projects everywhere. Like I have a rat, I have multiple flukes, I have glide baits.
Dude,
I
what?
got everything.
How big is that guy in your left hand? Is that
27 inches.
no?
What? That's not real.
It's let me get my ruler.
Dude, hold it like it's a trout. It's a trophy.
Yeah.
Right?
There we go. Look at this thing.
It
It's gonna be
covers your
beautiful. It's pretty big.
What size hooks are you putting on that? That's what you should have taken
It's
those
gonna
two
get
off.
it's gonna get hanged up when I'm done. I'm gonna do
Oh,
okay,
scales.
yeah, okay,
It's gonna get a
okay.
big tail on the back. That's just like a.
That's literally just an
Something I'll
art
do.
project.
It is pretty much.
Thanks, Caro.
That is nuts.
That's my problem. Is I just have like wood projects just sitting everywhere. I don't have
If I get my
necessarily
video
bait hanging
edited up
everywhere.
tomorrow, he'll actually be in it. My boy Dan. Shout out to
Oh,
Dan.
nice.
He's a great dude too. Good dude.
What, from your story at the dealership? Now you guys
Yeah.
are fishing. Right?
Yep. He was with me when I caught that like 5-pounder the other day. He showed up late. Yep.
Dude,
This
that's
is
cool.
how he gets so many cars sold. Is he becomes really, really good.
Yeah,
for his
Nah,
car
I wish.
budget.
I got free bait.
Come
Pop the
fishing.
trunk.
Come fishing with me.
Yes, sweet.
Yeah, you gotta buy.
You can sell me a car, no problem. I'll be right there, dude.
Tell you what, I throw in 10 baits, or all right, you have 10 seconds to pick whatever you want out of my trunk if you buy your car.
Yeah, right.
You're
This
like,
other guy comes in and he's backing his. I see a nice truck pulling in, a Ram, and the 2 Tackle Warehouse stickers on the back, and I'm looking and I just like a deer. I was just like, oh, right to the door. I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, I see he opened the door and you put 1 foot on the ground. What do you fish for? He turned around and was like, bass. I was like, me too. You're either coming straight to me or you're going to parts. And he was like, I'm just going to parts, buddy. And then we went down like a 30, 40-minute rabbit hole. And funny thing is, he told me to go to the pond that's in front of the lake that I went to that I caught the 5-pounder at. So that shout out to that dude because he told me to go to that pond. And then I'm walking down the trail. I'm giving away my video for tomorrow, but it's late. It's okay. I'm walking down the trail to this pond, and this kid's walking the other way, but it's like all brush. And I'm like, yo, you know how to get to the other side of the lake? Are there some good spots over there? No, I'm going somewhere else. And I'm like, what do you mean you're going somewhere else? And that's when he was just like, yo, if you go over, you got to walk like 20 minutes that way, but just take the trail right there. He goes, I catch 3-4 pound smallies all the time. And I was like, what? I get over there, first cast with an F4, and I caught like a 2-3 pound smallie. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. See you later, white whale.
White whale, be good. Yeah, there he is.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, man, it pays to be kind and be curious and share the passion because it comes back around. You know, as much as we all fear and hate all of the like sharing and spot burning and all of that stuff and the toxicity that comes with it, I generally think it's better to just be kind. Sure, don't be reckless in telling everybody in the world on the internet where you're fishing.
Yeah.
But if you meet someone and you hit it off with them and they seem like a really cool person and you're shooting the shit about what you're using and where else you fish, dude, I'll reveal a spot or two based on where I live or where I've been catching them recently.
Yep.
If it's one person here and there, I have no problem with sharing information.
And it's kind of dope when if you see him there, you know, like that old head, he told me about his spot, and I told him, I was like, yo, look here, I caught an 8.5. That was one of the guys who was like, no way you caught an 8.5.
Old timers using minnows and crowlers.
Yeah. And I told him the exact spot. I go, yo, go up the parkway, right there. Really? And I'm like, yeah, I thought the same thing. You know, I was just, and I remember like, so the reason I went to that lake was because somebody told me to go. And I was walking around it, and it sounded like somebody threw a rock in the water. So the first time I heard it, I'm like, God dang, somebody's letting their kids just freak out. And there's a bunch of people fishing here. What the hell are they doing? And I got halfway around the lake, and it happened again. And I saw the water this time, and I went, no way. No way. And yeah, sure enough. It's crazy.
No one can really fish where I'm fishing at the moment because I don't have any public places to go within a 30-minute. Like I had to go more than 30 minutes away.
That's crazy.
So
dang.
That's the problem. But like all of my spots are like 5 minutes away drive, and they're all private. So I'm gonna like, well, heck, that's even better.
So it's like you're like fishing in someone's like backyard.
Yeah. But the problem is I can't take the boat in there. So it's like,
okay,
you get away the options there.
That's crazy though, that you have that much private water around you.
It's crazy. Everybody.
Because that's my thing. Everything's public.
Yeah.
Like one of my all-time favorite spot to fish gets destroyed by bucket warriors every year. And I hate it. I hate it. Like, and my biggest pet peeve this year was like this guy, he had his kid carry the bag. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you guys got a fat black garbage bag. Everything you catch, they threw in it. I'm like, and then he's got his kid carrying the bag, and he's smiling. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And I was just like, you know, like
maybe his kid tried to push him or something.
Take your limit and then leave the rest. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, you just like there's a lot of like little ponds here and there everywhere here, but that's kind of the thing is you just got to get to know people and be nice to them. That's another thing. Be nice to people.
Yeah,
be nice to people. Goes a ways.
For sure.
So, a quick question for you, Brennan. How do you obtain permission from all of the locations that you've got? Do you know these people personally, or do you ever
family friends? Mostly, actually.
Bro, I see your pond looks nice. do you mind if I just, hey, I'm a friendly
Well, you
guy.
can just be
I
like,
catch and release. Dude, you can watch me, but can I fish in your backyard?
and it's
Now
even harder because like
forevermore?
filming there is even harder because you got to be like,
Okay.
you got to be like, hey,
Yeah,
is it okay if I
then
take
it's sketchy. It's
pictures? Is it
like,
okay if I film? You know, it's a lot of them are like family friends, but other ones you just got to go up and be like, hey, I do yard work, I do like plumbing, all that kind of thing, like home improvement type stuff. I fix stuff, and I'm like, hey, would I be able to fish your pond if I cut your grass or I fix this part of your house or whatever? I don't know. And you know, yes, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but most of them are family friends that
yeah.
are just nice. But
No,
it's
I mean
awesome.
it's interesting to think about because I'm more with Jermaine that
Everything's
there's not a
public.
ton of water around, and where it is, it's typically public water.
Yeah.
It's more often than not reservoirs, and yeah, I mean it's a different ball game. But like the other day I looked because who's that dude? Aquatic biologist
Oh,
Shane.
Shane.
Yeah,
Shannon,
he's the
Shannon,
man. I like him.
yes,
Is that his
he's
name?
awesome.
Shane, yeah.
He
Isn't
he
it
just
Shannon? I don't know.
he just moved down to Florida, right? Just
Yeah,
left Georgia or Bama, wherever he was.
he was in
Just moved
Georgia.
down to
Yeah,
Florida, and he mentioned where he's at. He's like right off the shores of. I should know the name of the lake,
it was a good because it had a, like the private dock and the private like boat
and
ramp, which is
it's a
awesome.
pretty substantial lake in
The
Central
Okeechobee.
Texas
Is it
or
Okeechobee?
in Central Florida. And as I zoom out from there, oh yeah, it's Rodman Reservoir.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
And I zoom out, and I'm just like, holy hell! Like I knew Florida was like swampy, but
So much water.
dude, Shan's
doesn't
gonna
even
There's
like
a
seem-
lot.
that's the perfect place for him to be, dude. He can
Yeah.
manage a million ponds down there.
Yeah,
Like that's his deal, right? Is managing
For sure.
small bodies of water, specifically private ones. So like,
Yeah.
and whenever the water rises, because it really fluctuates in the south, it really fluctuates. So all the water just starts connecting, and it's
right.
like we have
That's
a
wild.
lot of ponds,
That's why
there,
it floods so
especially
much
in
further.
Florida.
Canals,
So it's
yeah.
like there could be a 10-pounder in this little tiny lake or this little like tiny less than an acre pond next to this giant lake. You like once that water rises, those fish go up shallow, especially in the winter. They'll go up shallow, and then that water might drop down. They may be stuck there until the next time it rises.
That's wild.
It's really
And
crazy.
cool. But how would you know to time that, dude? Where you just get lucky that your
Crazy.
pond
You-
all of a sudden one year
Right?
gets stacked
Stacked.
with fish that were
Yes.
never there.
And
Like,
the gators are a big problem. Gators,
Yeah,
snakes,
yeah, I'm not
hornets,
doing
and
that.
spiders.
I'm
Those
not
are big
doing that.
problems.
I'm not doing that.
The snakes
No
are a big
way.
problem in the winter.
I'll take
winter-
all the snow to be alive and have my leg.
They
There
do
you
not
go.
mess with you unless you're in the water or you have a fish on the line. So that's about the only problem.
I got
Like,
attacked
the
by a
water
blue
bugs-
heron and I was
Where a
scared for my
gator
life.
comes chasing after your fish that you've caught.
Yes, some of the
Does it
smaller
come
ones
out
do.
of the
The
water?
bigger ones kind of know what they, like the people feed them, and it's like, what are you doing? You're teaching people, you're teaching the gators to come to the boats and to eat the
Right.
fish. So
And
it's
to
like,
come to people. Yeah.
and whenever you're throwing $300 baits, you don't want a gator eating it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You throw
Yeah.
$300 baits.
I mean, it's.
Yeah.
But I mean, the
think
good
on
thing is because most of
combo.
the places are regulated, people can shoot the gators, so it's fine. But
Well, and I guess
Yeah.
it's not the same as like, fishing up
You can
north
just
where there's
shoot 'em, it's
tons of
okay.
pike and muskie and
Very
stuff
true.
that'll actually bite you off. So you can
Yeah,
still
they
kinda
want to
pick
attack the
a bait
person.
or an expensive bait with confidence that you're not going to get bit off by a toothy critter.
Oh, so that's what I was going to tell you, Tyler, where I was frowning when you said about your favorite chatterbait color. So I bought one of those and I lost it to a pike. So I have like, here we go again. Don't judge me, y'all. I hate pike. I don't like touching them. I just like, so I kind of get, oh, Tyler, you froze on us. Did we lose him? Oh,
there you go.
you're
You're
back.
good now.
There he is.
You're good.
Now you're
There
good.
we go. Okay.
Oh, I think we lost audio now.
Are you muted?
Yep. You might have to give us the reload. There he is.
And Jesse G, he's got
I'm
the
gonna hold
plan
my
here.
story because it was for him. Smart.
He's got the plan.
Smart.
Oh,
Oh,
there we go. Got it.
no.
No, still can't hear you.
He said he's going to drop out. Okay, I can lip read.
Okay. Yeah. Man, this has been a good stream so far. I'm really
Has been.
enjoying this.
It's fun.
I'm not sure. Do you have to go or anything? I mean,
No, I'm all right. I'm actually, I think Wednesday nights I'm off on Thursday. So, like, unless it's the last week of
Okay.
the month, that's when it hurts because then I have to be up.
yeah. Yeah.
Never give
Yeah.
up.
Never give up.
No, we're not. There he is. Oh,
No.
no. No audio again.
Okay. Still no audio. Okay. Here, wait. Give me.
You can hear us.
Okay. Okay.
Now you
You can
froze
hear
again.
us.
He froze again for me
You
anyway.
froze again. I'm gonna edit your mic and see. No. You let me mute you and mute.
Now you're back.
Okay.
I can see
You
you
good?
again.
Is your mic unplugged?
No. Is it us? Should I reload?
I don't know. You're. Yeah, I think try and come back in. That might be the safe bet. Yeah, gators aren't really a problem. I mean, they don't really bother you too much unless you got a fish on. So
I don't mess with snakes either.
the snakes are more of a problem, that's for sure. Dang it, we're having all kinds of technical difficulties. Night's just not the night. They're probably back in Call of Duty or whatever.
So that's how you saw her too, Jesse? You were creeping on the lakes and then you were like, oh, there's a cutie. Oh, here's my end.
You good?
No sound.
Maybe try here. DM me if you've got like what you think you're doing right or wrong. I don't know what's going on. Let me see.
I muted him. Unmute.
Is that better?
No, nothing. Should I refresh?
I
Why not? I'm gonna try it.
Oh, he's out. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So okay,
yeah,
okay.
no, it's
So
definitely gotta be you,
Tyler, you can hear us, right? Give us a thumbs up.
You can hear us.
Okay, you can hear us. So we just can't hear you. Can the viewers hear you?
Can anyone, if Tyler speaks slowly and keeps his hands away from his face so we can read his. Oh man. Oh, but that's what I was saying. So pretty much with that
Tyler, I'm gonna kick you off the stream, and then I'm gonna give you a different link to join back in. Is that okay? Is that good?
try it. Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Okay, I'll try it.
I think he's saying I want to hear the story. And now he froze again.
Okay.
It's working. Oh, Dave said it was working. We'll get him back in here. Finish up our story. We'll get out of here.
This is so embarrassing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
We're good.
Always us. Always us. All right. So this is.
Actually, I might go throw this thing. This rattle on this is. It's different. I like it. G-Fan said kick him back to the chat. You're banned.
I just sent him another
link.
Yeah, I just sent him another link. So maybe it'll work this time.
Yeah, I don't even think
Dang, this is annoying. Okay. Okay.
Oh, his lip's broken.
Can you hear us now? Or sorry. This is weird.
Oh, I can't hear you either.
Hmm.
I think it might be a sign.
Yeah, I think we might. I think we might end it here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay, so let me get this out. Tyler, you can hear me. So let me get this out.
Okay.
So I had that chatterbait. I only had one. And I caught a pike and I was like fiddling with it. I was in my kayak and I'm like fiddling with it and I'm like, oh, I don't want to touch you. I don't want to touch you. I don't want to touch you. So I get my pliers out and I get the hook and I'm trying to shake him off. He shakes his head. So I kind of like let go with the pliers and he fell in the water. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Quick release. I look down, the chatterbait's still in his mouth and he's swimming off. And I'm like, I look at my rod, he cut my line. So there goes that only chatterbait that I had in that color.
Oh yeah. Man. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take sign language.
Slap him. Oh, oh yeah, slimy. Yeah. You're freezing a little bit too. So that's not happening, but I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, slimy best. I got it. I hate them. I hate them slimy bastards.
Okay.
They're the worst. But
so should
Tyler,
we end the
thank
stream
you.
here? I'm not sure.
I appreciate you for coming. We appreciate you for coming to
Yes.
join us.
Thank you
Sorry
so
about
much.
the technical issues. Yo,
We're getting this fixed out sometime.
yeah, we'll have this hashed out. We'll definitely get
So-
Tyler on here again too. Definitely a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Thank you
Sean,
so much, Tyler. This has been awesome. It's been super fun. Thank you.
this is more entertaining. Thank you, G fan. Thank you. Just keeping it real over here. You know, that's all we could do. And then we still got Tyler with his charades in the back. So
All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. We've left all of Tyler's social links and his sponsor in the bottom in the description below. So we will catch you guys later. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys
peace
later.
and love. Y'all be good.